There's probably a deck of playing cards somewhere in your house right now. Maybe they're in a kitchen drawer, maybe in a game closet. You've had it for years and you never really thought twice about it. But what if that deck isn't what you think it is? What if those 52 cards aren't a game at all? What if they're a map? An ancient one rooted in sacred geometry, encoded with meaning that predates written language. A system that the church called the Devil's Bible and actively persecuted. It's not tarot, not oracle cards, the regular deck sitting in your drawer right now. Today on New Reality Awakening, we talk with Alexander Dunlop and Viki Scudieri, the creators of Live from the Source, and what they reveal about the origins of those cards and what your birthday says about how you're meant to play them is going to change the way you see something very ordinary. Stay with us. Welcome to New Reality Awakening, where seekers become finders and stories become transformations. Each week we open the doorway to a new vibration, sharing wisdom, healing, and awakening from the visionaries of the New Reality TV platform. This is your gateway to raising your vibration and remembering who you truly are. This is where we remember that we are consciousness discovering itself. We are love awakening to love. We are New Reality Awakening. Hey there, welcome back to New Reality Awakening, the show where we go straight to the source, and you'll find out why I said that in a second. Each episode, we sit down with the creators behind New Reality TV to cut through the noise and get clear on three things: what they're putting out into the world, why it actually matters right now, and how it connects to the bigger shifts happening in human consciousness. These are focused, no-fluff conversations, not origin myths, not guru speak, just real people doing meaningful work and the ideas behind it. So if you're curious about where consciousness, culture, and personal responsibility intersect, you are in the right place. Today, I am thrilled to be accompanied by not one, but two New Reality TV creators. They are the hosts and creators of Live from the Source, Alexander Dunlop and Viki Scudieri. And I hope I said your names correctly.
Absolutely.
You did. And
Awesome.
It's a pleasure to be with you, Will.
Oh,
it's great to be with you.
It's wonderful to have you. I suddenly got in my head because we were practicing your names off camera so often. That was just all of a sudden, right before I said it, I'm like, oh no, is it this way or is it the other way? So I'm glad that I didn't
did it.
Too much. So, okay. Well, this is going to be fun because your modality, what your show revolves around, is something totally different than anything we've talked about before on the show. A lot of people that tune in are aware of things like the tarot and things like that, but you guys do something that's a lot cooler than that because it just, it's something you've got.
Don't tell the tarot card readers you said that.
Well, I only said you're right. I didn't mean to say it that way. What I mean by that is that
I liked it.
Anyone can probably find what they need in their coffee table right now or in their desk somewhere along the lines. They probably have a deck of playing cards in their house right now, right?
I would think so. In your somewhere in your game closet, in your kitchen drawer. Yeah, you've got a pack of cards somewhere in your house.
All right. Well, let's dive into this. What do you do with a pack of cards that makes it so cool for New Reality to have you on?
Well, first, we're thrilled to be on your network, and we're so grateful that we met you and Karen.
Wow. Likewise.
Thank you. We teach the real meaning of the deck of 52 playing cards. It was hidden in plain sight.
The real meaning. Okay, so
that's a strong statement.
It is.
An ancient meaning. How about that?
Okay.
Because maybe the real meaning is fully yet to be discovered. We teach a meaning of the cards that is beyond that they're for playing gin rummy or playing poker. Actually, these cards come out of the tree of life and the flower of life. That's where the symbolism comes from. The pip patterns, the pips are the hearts, clubs, diamonds, spades. The patterns on the face of the cards all emerge out of the tree of life, which comes out of the flower of life. So that's how we know that they must be ancient. And flower of life is, I think, the oldest known spiritual symbol we have anywhere across the world. So that's how old this information is. And it was hidden in plain sight. It was persecuted in the Middle Ages. The church called it the Devil's Bible, Devil's Picture Book.
Just playing cards were
the playing cards.
really?
And then what we know, and there's very little known in the mainstream historical current, but we know that the air quotes regular deck of playing cards first appeared in Europe in the 14th century, and then the tarot cards appeared a century later, the 15th century. It was the air quotes regular deck of cards that the church persecuted. That was the one they were afraid of.
So not the devil cards, but rather just the regular playing cards.
The air quotes regular playing cards, because they're not regular. The church called them the Devil's Bible, the Devil's Picture Book. And to this day, if you meet a Seventh-day Adventist or a Jehovah's Witness or even some Mormons, they'll tell you this is the Devil's Bible. You can't touch that. Don't go near those playing cards.
What? Are you to this day?
Oh, yeah. That propaganda was all too successful.
Wow. So you know what? That kind of explains a lot. It shows why people were so miserable back then. They didn't have a game to play, right?
Well, they could play games with it. That was okay. Oh, Your Holiness, we're just playing Go Fish. Don't burn me at the stake. Right. So I think that was part of the cover story. No, we're all these cards that you see laying out on the table. We're just playing bridge. That's right. We're just playing bridge. No. We're not doing readings with these cards.
Okay. Well, if they're not playing with these cards, what could they possibly be doing with them that could to merit this kind of attention from the church?
Well, there's so much power in them. They are sacred geometric symbols that exude energy, healing energy. The pip patterns actually show you how to play the cards well. You can see how to play them well in the patterning, how to play the high side and the low side. And we actually each have cards to play based on our date of birth, and it's based on math.
Okay, Vicky, I gotta back it up a little bit because you're talking a lot about stuff that I have no idea what you're saying. So, what do you mean by play? Like, there's a way to actually play the cards, or you're talking about how you live your life?
So, how you live your life, right? So it's the pip patterns show energetic patterns, sacred symbols that have energy to them. And it's actually an ancient language of life. And we have cards to play based on our date of birth. We have a life path of 13 plus cards. Each card shows a different aspect of our human template. So, for example, we have what's called a birth card. That's our primary pattern that we're here to play, our purpose.
Okay.
And that patterning has a high side and a low side to it. So it's how do we play the energy of that pattern?
I see.
Right?
So
I'll jump in real quick that it's a little bit like astrology in that you have a sign that you're born into based on your date of birth. So based on your birthday, you have a birth card. But then what you do with that, how you play it out, that's your free will, and that's going to determine the fulfillment and happiness of your life.
Gotcha. And then to Vicky's point, I think the tarot has a right side up and reversed. Yeah. That kind of says the same thing. So do you feel that the playing cards influence the tarot?
That's a fantastic question that we hear all the time. The best I can say is that they're two completely independent streams of knowledge. They appear similar, and people think that they might be similar. The minor arcana playing cards derive from that. I think they're completely independent streams of knowledge.
Interesting, because they do have, is it wands and cups and they have different, I think it's four.
There are four suits. Yeah. in that sense, there is that crossover similarity. Goodness, I don't have a great answer for you on that. We do know, with respect to all tarot readers and tarot lovers out there, we do know that these cards are older than the tarot deck, which is a controversial statement among tarot readers to say that. But once we realize that all the information on these cards come out of the tree of life and the flower of life, which is the oldest known symbol we have on the earth, then that's how old these cards are. So however old the tarot cards are, they can't be older than symbols that come out of the flower of life. The connection between these cards and the tarot cards, that's an hour-long conversation. That's a much deeper dive that we could do another day, because I have a lot of theories and ideas about what the crossover and the connection is. Ooh. But it's not a simple kind of one-to-one connection. There's a lot more nuance in how they play out together.
Wow. Way to be cryptic there, Alexander. We're going to drop a little thing and say, tune in next time.
Yeah, that was what I wanted to do.
I have no doubt. That's exactly what you're
Thank you. You got my back. I appreciate that.
Always. All right. So, every once in a while, you're sitting around talking to your friends and you go, dude, who was the first guy that opened up an oyster and ate it? Right?
I've never asked that question, but I get where you're going with that, because I wonder about things like that too. Like, who was the first person who figured that out?
Yeah, right. So who was the first person? How did you find out that these cards have different meanings and what the meanings are? Ooh, I stumped them. Yes.
Well, we're getting into speculatory territory again. We think that these cards in ancient times were gifted by an advanced race of extraterrestrial beings.
Oh.
That's what we think. Because when you go back as far as we can go in the historical record into Mesopotamian civilizations, and we look at the Sumerian civilization, and we look at their mythology, in their mythology, they talk about tablets of destiny. And these tablets of destiny bear an uncanny resemblance to the use of these cards, the magic and the potency of life on Earth. In that time, 5,000 plus years ago, there was no papyrus yet, so these symbols would have been inscribed on clay or stone tablets. And the Sumerians don't claim credit for inventing these tablets of destiny. They say they were gifted to them by their gods.
Wow. Okay. That went.
Who were their gods? Well, maybe an advanced race of extraterrestrial beings.
Yeah, that went someplace I did not expect. So thanks for surprising me.
Yeah.
So then what determines what your birth card is, or, how do you use these cards to help you in life?
So it is based on math. And there's a calculation to figure out what your card is, but you can just look it up. It's pretty easy. There's a chart. You look it up, you find out your birth card, and then based on your birth card, you know your life path of cards based on that birthday. And then, you want to start with this birth card, find out the birth card, and then it's looking at the high side and the low side of the card to explore, accept what these patterns are, like first just taking it in, because it can be, like, wow, these cards are telling me a lot about myself. So really just taking in the information, seeing and exploring where someone might play out those patterns. I'm going to give you myself as an example. So I'm playing the 5 of diamonds as my birth card. The 5 is about being out of the box, a change agent, bringing a fresh new perspective. On the low side, the 5 can be spinning, like just out of my body, not present, not grounded. I'm going to go do this, then I'm going to go do this, and let's do this now, and not finishing something.
Sometimes
and,
that's fun.
It's like kind of crazy and all over the place. And it's for me to learn how to really come back to my center, right? So, how do I play it? Am I like a change agent? And that's diamonds represent what you value most in your life. So am I like bringing a fresh perspective of what truly matters in life, what truly matters to me? And am I able to be centered in my out of the box ways, or like, am I scattered and all over the place, and like that kind of thing. So how do I play it?
I must have something in me that's diamond-ish, because what you just described is my everyday life, actually. Both sides of it, actually. So I'm curious. So it's not like, it doesn't go by the birth month. It just goes by, it's a combination of stuff. When you said math, I checked out. I'm sorry. Could you just say everything again? Because me and math just don't work.
Well, math meaning that it's not by divination. And that's a big distinction between this and tarot. We're not doing any divination.
Sure.
It's preset. You have a mathematical formulation that calculates your birth card. And you don't need to know how the TV set works in order to watch Netflix. You can come to our website, plug in your date of birth, and it'll spit out, this is what your birth card is. And then you can look it up. And what does it mean for me? And how do I play it from here?
Cool. So then your show then is what? Do you go through people's birth cards and give them advice, or do you read each card separately and talk about what they are?
So basically, we're talking to people about their life's journey, their experiences in their life, and then we correlate that with their cards to play. So it's like getting into the eyes of the person playing those cards. I'm playing the 5 of diamonds. He's playing the 9 of hearts. We interview someone who's the 6 of spades. And I was like, wow, like, what is it like to play the 6 of spades?
To live that life.
To live that life, very different than the cards that we're playing.
We're curious to walk in their moccasins a little bit and see, what is it like for you to experience your life?
Yes. Wow. We've already had like such a wonderful experience where we interviewed somebody who was playing the Jack of Hearts. And then we had a client come to us and say that they watched the episode of this person with the Jack of Hearts, and this client was also playing the Jack of Hearts, and how profoundly healing it was for her to watch that interview, to watch this other person who's playing the same cards. What experiences are they having, and how healing it was, learning how to. Mm-hmm.
So then do you take requests? Like, people write in and say, hey, what's a King of Diamonds about? Or what's a 2 of Spades about?
We haven't gotten there yet.
We'll take it.
We will.
We take requests.
We'll get there.
Okay. So then once you go after through the 52 cards, what then?
What do you mean? What else is there?
I mean,
on our show, you mean? Like, what happens once we go through?
Yeah.
We go through again and again. And we hear, and this is the fun part, actually. So you're born to play the King of Clubs. We know that would, disclosure on air. But we'll talk to a bunch of people playing the King of Clubs over the years. This is the vision. And then we'll start to see, what are the similarities and what are the themes and what are the patterns between all these different people who are born to play the same card.
Very cool. And that's why I was asking the question, because if someone is playing the King of Clubs, then does that mean every King of Clubs is going to be going through the same thing? Or are there variations based on where you were born or how you were raised and things like that?
There are thousands of ways to play the cards.
Infinite.
It's just like, how is someone playing it out? How is someone overcoming challenges and things like that?
And it's definitely based on your background. Yeah. Like what choices you are going to make.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. The themes will be the same, but what you choose to do about it will be different.
Okay. And do you guys in tarot, you use different spreads and things like that? Is that similar to what you guys do, or no?
What do you mean, different spreads?
Like they have the Celtic Cross is, you put the cards in a certain pattern and you read them. This is your past, present, future, that kind of thing. Or is it just, here's your card and this is what it means? Or is there a family of cards that you pull?
Well, you have a life path, as Viki mentioned. So you have 13 cards in your life path, plus you have underlying influences. And again, it's based on math. So it's a predetermined thing. And then every year you have new cards that you're playing for the year that, again, are determined for you based on a mathematical algorithm.
Oh, good God. Yeah, I can see how there could be millions of different paths. And if that every year it changes, that doesn't...
It does. Your life path does not change, but every year you have new influences, new opportunities.
Wow. Do you guys live by this stuff? Like, do you pull your cards every year?
We are students.
We sure do. I'm learning something every single day. And we're always looking up other people's cards. We watch movies. We look up all the actors to see how the dynamics of the relationships are in the shows and things like that. It's absolutely fascinating.
That might be kind of cool actually for you guys to pick a celebrity and focus on that celebrity. Although that might, open you up for liability. No, never mind. Anyway.
We've had mixed results with that.
Have you? Oh.
Yeah.
Is it just your birthday and year?
Uh-huh.
So it's not in astrology. It's your birthday and where you were born and all that kind of stuff.
It's simpler.
Oh, I like simpler.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to be on your show, how could they reach out and say, "Hey, I need to know what my card is"? And I mean, so I guess we should mention, because this is something you do all the time for clients. How do you lay the boundaries between, hey, become a client, and hey, come on the show and we'll give you these free readings?
Oh, interesting.
That's a good question.
That's a really good question. Like, so far, there's just been sort of an organic thing that happens where, like, I'll see someone that I know on Facebook and I'll be like, oh, they're playing a card we haven't interviewed yet. And, they have it. Yeah. And it just, I reach out.
Okay. How do you know? Is it because of the Facebook birthday thing?
I have found, both have found people through Facebook because they have their birthdays on Facebook, for sure.
Ah, cool.
And we're old school. We're not baby boomers, even though it's called Boomer Book by our kids, and they're not on Facebook.
Yeah.
But, we still have Facebook accounts. So,
yeah. I might also have one, but, it's,
Oh, great.
So what's any plans for the future? Do you have, I know you've got a bunch of episodes.
We have so many plans.
Oh yeah? Care to reveal some of them? Don't give us all of them.
Give us a category. What plans for what?
Oh, I see. For the show. I know you've got a lot of episodes already stacked, already in the can, waiting to be premiered, to released. Has there been one particular episode that has completely derailed you or shocked you completely?
Oh. Not derailed us or shocked us. I'll speak for myself that it's been a fun learning experience. If you watch early episodes, you'll see me with my furrowed brow like this, looking at the camera because I'm anxious and nervous and making sure all the lighting and all the tech is working. And I'm like, and afterwards she's like, this is fun, right? We're having a good time. I'm like, all right, yeah. So I'm learning to relax and enjoy it more.
I thought you just got new glasses or contact lenses.
That's I'm looking at the screen. I'm like, is that working? Is that working? Right. And instead of enjoying that we're having this amazing conversation.
Right. So your show is Live from the Source. Why that name? That sounds interesting. Why did you pick that name?
Live from the source, live from the source, the cards come from source. Yeah.
So the source cards is the name of this ancient knowledge that was hidden in plain sight, because the cards represent the source code of reality. That's what they do represent. We didn't get into all that in this episode, but the cards represent the source code. So when you know your cards, you know the source code of your own life and of reality, and you want to live from the source. Well, what else do you want to live from? You want to live from the code that is there.
That sounds scarily like a Matrix thing.
Well, it is. It's a benevolent matrix. It's a happy matrix.
All this time, I thought your show was called Live from the Source. Now I know it's called Live from the Source. So I'm going to have to.
It's both.
It's a play on words.
Oh, it's both. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'm going to have to re-record all those titles.
No, not at all.
When we intro it, we say live from the source.
Live from the source.
But we mean it that you could live from the source.
Gotcha. That must be where I got it from watching your show. I'm like, how did I think it was
thank
live
you
from
for watching our show.
Yes.
All right. So if someone wants to reach out to you and either become a client or perhaps pitch themselves to be on your show, what's the best way for someone to reach out to you?
They could go to thesourcecards.com and go to contact us. They could also email us i.m@thesourcecards.com.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and add those links to the show notes. So if you didn't have a pen at that particular point in time, all you need to do is go to New Reality TV, where you'll find live from the source there. And you will also, if you go to New Reality Awakenings, in their episodes, you'll see the links directly laid in there, so it's easy for you to reach out to them. Guys, this is so much fun. I appreciate you guys more than you will ever know. Thanks for
We appreciate you too. Thank you.
Yeah, we really do.
Well, thanks for taking the time and putting up with my dumb questions. I really appreciate it.
Great questions.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll pay you later. I'm running out of money though. So that is the kind of work we like to spotlight here. Not because it has all the answers, but because it asks better questions and invites real engagement. So if this conversation sparks something for you, you can explore more of Alexander and Viki's work on New Reality TV. And if you are someone who's curious about consciousness, growth, and where personal responsibility actually meets spiritual exploration, this is what we do here. We'll see you next time on New Reality Awakening.